Freezing and a breezing. Let's stick in old young Jonathan. Young Jonathan. John D goes to John M. And something or other. Something or other, something or other. Right, see if that's gonna give me a horrible noise for it. Where is it? Well, it's not making the horrible. There you go. So I'll go on in a minute, young Southern. Which phone have I got? A Moto G. In fact, I've got two Moto Gs. First and second edition. I think they're called anyway. Right, I need to sort myself out for a minute. See what's going on. I'll go live in a couple of minutes. Good evening to those who, like Adele, not caught a stream before. I've probably done about maybe 20 of them now, I think. I guess most people are probably in America, are they? Time of day is there. It's got to be just into the afternoon in America, I presume. I've not heard anything about a new update. It won't be long though. They don't. They do seem to bring them out thick and fast, don't they, these days? You certainly do need to earn a few gold at this game in this probably the last 6 months especially. You've got to, I mean, I don't know how our users are going through a career with the amount of new cars and updates that they keep bringing out that cost an absolute fortune. I'd imagine your career must have nosedived. 1 AM. Oh, you've probably been down the pub anyway, ain't you? Do you know, there have been some really good TV programmes that are set in New York, haven't there? A lot of the comedies I've watched in the past seem to be New York. King of Queens, one of the best programmes ever been on TV. And the car's gone all doolally again. He was doing this earlier. Oh my god. This car feels like I'm driving on snow already. Don't need snow. This must be like what we call it black ice. So I don't know if that's a term that's used worldwide or whether it's just a term that we use in Britain. If it's all icy but you can't actually see it, it's called black ice here. I don't know if that's known anywhere else as the same thing. Austria, that always sounds a beautiful place, Austria. Imagine it to be all clean and nice air and stuff. Years ago, you know, in Britain, people who had, I mean, this is before my time, but sort of you hear about it sort of in history and that people maybe 60, 70, 80 years ago, if they had problems with breathing, like bronchial problems, the doctor would send them to Austria to go and get some mountain air for a week or two. So, a place like Austria always regarded as like really clean and healthy. Yeah, Doug and Carey. That is brilliant, that programme. I like Arthur. Arthur is absolutely the business. That boy just does not give a crap about anything. Was there any of you on it? There's a little kid yesterday, well, I presume he's a little kid, who just came on and started swearing at everybody. Can't remember his name now. He was He just kept going on and on and on, so I ended up blocking him. He sent me a message. He's one horrible little git. He really is. I presume you're a kid anyway. So that poxy doctor's sharp. Bit of 2D graphics going on there, isn't there? Not a lot of 3D people in them crowds, are there? Yeah, I can see the comments. I don't see all of them, but I do see some of them. Obviously, sometimes my eyes are on the game, and the comments are actually sort of over to my right, if you like. What I do is I've got a phone, but actually view the game on a TV, and so I play with the phone's like tilt mechanism, if you like. Watch it on a TV in front of me, but the chat is over to the right hand side, so when I look at the chat I quite often will crash. That's my excuse anyway. It's not that I'm really crap at the game, but sometimes I look over at the chat and it'll make me crash, you know, just for a second or something. But it's so easy to just go off track. So I do see some of the comments, but the box is actually not very big, so I only sort of see the last sort of 3 comments on this, so I don't scroll up and down looking for them all. The idea really of this, me streaming this, is that hopefully it becomes a bit of a place, rather than people maybe, I don't know, joining a, you know, one of the Facebook groups where there's perhaps 5 or 10,000 members and there's like 1 comment a day, that sort of thing. You know, really inactive groups that are pretty pointless being in. But this, if I do this sort of virtually every day, then those of you that like the game, when I'm streaming, you come on here, and then, you know, I'm sort of in the background, if you like. I happen to be here racing, but, you know, you talk amongst yourselves and just talk about the game and stuff. That's what the idea of the stream is. Not for me to sort of say, oh, look at me, how brilliant I am at the game, or, you know, up myself. It's nothing to do with that. It's just more about, you know, the game's on, but then while the game's on, you can talk to each other about the game itself. That's what the idea of the stream really is. What's the Grand Tour? You on about the Grand Tour? Well, there's a series called the Grand Tour, or is it something totally different to that? Or is there something world famous for being called that. Yeah, I've got Chromecast, yeah. A brilliant invention, Chromecast. Only Grand Tour I know is the one, there's a series called Grand Tour in Expert, I think, or Master, one of them. I think it's an Expert. It's the only Grand Tour I can think of anyway. Should be going to the last tab shortly, so I know what the PR is going to be needed. Now that's the Top Gear. Since Jeremy Clarkson and the other two have gone, I haven't watched one episode of that, not one. One reason is I cannot stand that Chris Evans dickhead. I absolutely hate him. Who else? You had Joey out of Friends, didn't they? Matt LeBlanc. No idea if he knows anything about cars whatsoever. And if they've got anyone else on there, I don't know. But the fact Chris Evans was on it was, I would never watch it. Yeah, good night, Sam. Well, you can never mind going off the track when it's tea time. Well, it's worth going off track every time. What did he do? Something he shouldn't have done, no doubt, because he's always guaranteed to. Most horrible, obnoxious, horrible little ginger kid I've ever come across. Horrible, horrible bloke. No talent, loves himself. Looks a dickhead. And acts like one as well. Things are not looking good here. Chris Harris, never heard of him. Top Gear really anyway is Jeremy Clarkson. That is what Top Gear is. You can forget whoever's in it. If he's not in it, it's not Top Gear anymore. World's gone raving mad if you ask me. Getting rid of people for, don't know what he did. Someone didn't give him his lunch or something, so he whacked him or something, didn't he? Something like that. Good on him, I say. That was me and I was in charge, and no one gave me my dinner as I expected. I'd clump them and all. Well, let's go and start raving mad. You know, we had a commentator here in football, Andy Gray. By far the best commentator that's ever been in Britain. He was brilliant. And him and Richard Keys was his like sort of sidekick, I suppose. Richard Keys is no loss, but Andy Gray, football is just not the same without him commentating. Bit like golf. golf is not the same like on a major here for us in Britain. I don't know about the rest of the world, but in Britain, in a major, it is not the same without Peter Alliss commentating on it. No matter who else is doing it, it is not the same. And football's very much like that with Andy Gray. He was brilliant, and all he said was they had some bird turn up as a linesman or whatever she was. Probably not even allowed to say that anymore. Anyway, come up and he said, oh, something wrong about a bit of skirt or something, and it was off air, and it got reported, and they sacked him over it. World's God, start raving mad. Don't you sort of, you know, a couple of blokes talking to each other and a bit of lad chat, and he got sacked for it. It's ridiculous. If he'd done it on air, then alright, they might have been able to tell him off for it, but sacking him, stupid. What is a bird doing being a linesman anyway? Make him right. And if I sound like a male chauvinist pig, that'll be because I am. The whole world seems to be run by women these days. Not because they're any better, just because they all want one to be in charge for it seems. That's why I'm surprised really old Funny Chops got in over old Hillary. I'm surprised really he got in. I would have thought it would have been, you know, it's America's turn to have a bird in charge like everyone else seems to have one. I mean, we got a bird in charge, no, she weren't voted in or nothing, just took over. The other bloke left. No, I'm not really very good on politics, you might have gathered. S2000 in Real Racing 3. I think that would be a terribly slow car. Everything on this game, if it's not a, you know, an ultimate supercar, then it just ain't going to compete, is it? Which is a bit of a shame. Wouldn't be bad actually to have. Somehow make the gameplay really, you know, really good, but slow it down a little bit and have some cars that we'd all like to see. Things like Subaru Imprezas and Evos and that sort of stuff. Because if you put them in the game now, everything is so fast, they're just going to feel absolutely atrocious to drive. But in reality, they are brilliant to drive. But they would just get swallowed up by all these ridiculous supercars. You know, just have a game with some sensibly normal, really fast cars. It wouldn't be any good in here. Definitely wouldn't be any good in here. It'd be something absolute toilet. It would be on here, which is a real shame, isn't it? I mean, I'd like to see some, like, so the track now, it goes right now all across that gravel, and then you go through a load of mud and there's puddles and oh, I think I need him to slow down a little bit there. I was in a bit of a mess there. You go through puddles and you know, splashy water and you get all mud all over your windscreen and all that, and then you're back to tarmac like the good old proper autocrosses. But you're in things like, you know, little Mini Coopers and say like a classic version of this game, but something that is still, you know, it's still going to be really good gameplay rather than, because there are some brilliant cars on this game, but they just get eaten up because they're not a supercar. It seems to be what do you call it? A supercar prototype, not even in existence. They're the only things really that can compete in this game now, which is quite a big shame, I think. You get some old, like the old Lancia Stratos rally cars and that. all them, they would get eaten alive on here. But if you used to drive that against, you know, Mini Coopers and old 3 Series BMs and that, you could have all the different Evos that have been out, some few different Imprezas and, as you say, S2000 Hondas. There are some good cars that this game really, you probably can't even have them on here now because the stats of them, they would have to be rubbish compared with all the rest of them. Which is a real big shame, I think. Like now, along here, you chuck it left over here. Go left over there, all across the mud and fields and all that. There's something like a Lancia Stratos. A couple of old Alphas and all that sort of stuff. Brilliant. When you look at them two, well, I know there's 3 new McLarens, but this update was all about the MP4X, wasn't it? That's what the update was about. Forget the other 2 McLarens, but the prices at M2 to upgrade them it's just, it's ludicrous. How dear them 2 things are to upgrade. A gate? No. Yeah, the costs are just absolutely crazy. What are these couple of reprobates up to over here? We're not even watching. What are they looking at then? I think we found the old bird spotters or something. Ah, maybe the train spotters. Maybe the train goes past here and they're looking at the old 1928 carriage, serial 7777. Only goes on this line. Boring. No one seems to be taking any notice here. What anyone's racing, do they? Bonjour, madame. What team are you in, John, by the way? You obviously been playing for quite a while. Actually got around the corner for once. I don't think I've gone round that corner around since I've had this car. It certainly is a bit tail happy, this thing. He's gone, hasn't he? You normally find the blokes who have got, say, 13,000 gold and 100%, I do know how to pedal them boys, most of them. Definitely a few fiddles going on now with 13,000 gold. There's a few loopholes been found out. No, well, that's all from racing, that's a dead certain. But there are a few loopholes you can use on this game to get you a bit extra. About 13,000, huh? Most loopholes have been doing it from day one. If you can spend, say, 3 hours in one day racing a race team, you can join my team if you want, I do. But there's no point anyone bidding it if they're not going to race for 3 hours in one day. Most of these things you're better off on your own anyway. Most of these race team events, the only one you can't do is the top speed one, but all the others you're probably better off on your own if you want to get money, gold out of it. Oh yeah, one thing, I wonder why the auto engineer here. I want to quit and do it again. Yeah, one thing I was going to say, I've heard that they are now going to heavily clamp down on all these temporary upgraders. They're going to go banning people all over the shop, which is brilliant news. Far too many people do it. Like to ban all of them. that'd be brilliant news. Because the people who do that all the time, I mean, people like me who don't, I don't get an earthly chance of winning a gold. You find loads of people don't even own the car, let alone bleeding, haven't got any upgrades on it. Well, I think it's just as bad. Just as bad as hacking it is to me. It all means I can't compete because other people are cheating. They're just not cheating as much as hacking. But all the results are the same thing. I don't stand a chance of getting A when I'm one of a very small number of people that have earned their way to getting it. If it was just down to people that have actually earned it and you've got to have bought it, I'd be in A every single week. Easy. How are you? Well, this isn't much of a race, is it, for being right near the end of the series? 2 laps around here. You'd think it'd have been more like 5. It's an horrible view, isn't it? I think everyone would agree with you, Adele, that is that the prices they charge for gold is just, well, and racing dollars, is ludicrous. You can't blame people for hacking a game. They are just totally stupid with how much they charge for. Mind you saying that, I mean, I play that golf game and they charge stupid money for that and all. It's like buying, even if you buy golf balls on there, because your golf balls you lose them and stuff, you get given absolute rubbish golf balls, right? If you want to buy decent golf balls, they charge you the same money as if you actually went out to a golf shop and bought real golf balls. And you're playing a game. You're going to obviously a virtual lake or whatever, and you lose your ball. It costs you the same money as if it was in real life. So it's not just Real Racing 3 that is a bit balmy with it. It is, isn't it? It's horrible, isn't it? Yeah, I agree with you there, John. Totally. To be any good at World Time Trial, you have got to run like where I go, you know, complete in series and what have you, and just pedaling round and round, just enjoying myself, driving around the track. They go and perfect every single corner. With say like coming up here, like braking point, I brake sort of roughly just before the barrier ends or that sort of thing, but they would go, you know, to extremes. It's sort of 5 foot before the end of the barrier, 6 foot's no good, 4 no good, and they sort of do it on every single corner and really get to know the track inside out and the limitations of the car. But they will spend 12 hours a day, definitely. I think they sort of almost become obsessed with the thing. But far too many of them are up in that World Time Trial who haven't even got the car, don't even own the car. Well, you know, a big majority of them haven't got it fully upgraded either. But they are meant to be clamping down on that and starting to ban people for it, so whether that'll happen or not, who knows? Who knows? I honestly think that, well, that online multiplayer, I think that's the problem with the game itself. I don't believe there are a few dodgy hackering type people there, but most of the problems I think are in the actual game itself, because everyone's internet sort of jumps about a bit and the game adjusts it and they chuck cars into the sky and all sorts, don't they? I think most of it is the game itself more than people cheating it. But then you get little teams of people who they join ranks and they pick one at a time to go and win it, and they all help. So like a small team will all help that person win. So they will all say pick me for argument's sake this week, and I've got a team of 20, and all the other 20 will let, you know, just keep going on to a race all the time to find your mates, and they all let me win every time. I know some of that goes on. Yeah, but me and you both know, John, they don't rent the car for 110 gold. They don't rent that. We both know they don't rent that. They might open up for rent as a possibility because they know what goes on. It goes on all the time. Nobody rents it. The offer might be there, but no one takes it up on it. Only the daft ones who don't really know any other way. But it's just all about grabbing your money in it with this lot. It's all about... Do you know, I know a few people that have actually spent, you know, in all honesty, thousands of real dollars, pounds, whatever you want to call it, thousands, and I mean 4-5 grand. I know quite a few people who have spent it. Crazy. Now to me, I think there should be a cap on it. They're not, you know, I'm talking about Fire Monkeys and EA should not even be able to take that amount of money off of people. I mean, that is, it's like, you know, it's like a drug problem or a gambling problem, spending that amount of money. But cool, is that it? We've only got 2 left. Yeah, so exactly, John, that's right. And, you know, that's just one team. They all do it. They all do it. But, you know, that is... There has been a few messages sent out to people who are doing that, saying, stop doing it or you're going to get banned. But I have heard from Fire Monkeys that they are going to go start banning people for doing it. Because although it is in the game, it's classed as, what do you call it? Manipulation, and it's not what it's intended for. Hi, Ruthie. Right, so that was PR61, wasn't it? I actually chopped that a bit quick. Let me just have a look at that. I didn't take any notice of what that was. I think they said 61. Obviously this is the last race in the whole series. It's a bit cheeky had I done this series, because you only get, if you already own a car, you get 5 gold, 10 gold, 15 gold. And then the last one, 60 PR61, you're going to get 60 gold. But to get to 61, you've got to have it pretty well upgraded, I would think. What's the problem with it in Europe then? I didn't know of any problem with it. What's the problem with it? So last race this is for the whole series. So that's all done. Don't know what you think of that car or not, but is it a car worth winning? Depends where you are in the game, I suppose. I already owned it anyway, so it wasn't something I was going to win, but I'm pretty sure from what I've heard it's going to cost you about 200 gold to get to that PR of 61 to win it. 200 gold, is it worth it? Of course it's worth it. It's I mean, all cars to me now are just like acquisitions. If I haven't got it, then I'll obviously want it because I've got every single car in the game, but that's not a car you're going to race that often with, I don't think. And it appears in, I can't remember if it's Legend or it is Spirit of Ferrari. I don't know if it appears in one more or not. Can't remember if it's in another one somewhere. You don't get a lot of gold back for it. It's not like the MP4X that if you fully upgrade that, then at least with the exclusive series you get 200 gold back for that, which is a lot more than obviously that GTO is going to give you. Oh, we're not completely in here then. It must be the other. I might as well do a bit of this thing then. Surprising it's only in one series. Well, is it surprising? Probably not. Do you know I can't drive this thing at all. I'm sure not everybody loves this car. It certainly takes some getting used to. I think I might have to change my setup to be able to drive the thing as well. Well, so that corner came up too early there. I've only got 121 million racing dollars. Never be able to spend it though. It might as well be 3 billion billion. You're never going to be able to spend it. This Nürburgring. If I ever win the lottery and I take this over, I'm throwing this straight in the bin. This track. I hate this boxy place. I really do. If you get things like Hunter and stuff, you can guarantee everyone just chucks straight across that chicane. I never know where to brake on the first corner. I am absolutely useless at Nürburgring. And because I'm useless at it, we can't have it in the game. It's going to have to go. What was that? 192. So there's one good German racetrack and one terrible German racetrack. Alright. I don't think I'm going to do this somehow. Trouble is, I'm doing this series now when everyone else has been at it all the time. So they've already set some really good targets to beat each other. And now I've got to try and... Hang on, that was 186. I've got to try and beat a really good time and I can't drive the stupid car. And that was still too slow off for now. I don't know how you can like this Nürburgring. I don't like it at all. But I know you can like it, it's all personal preference, but it's just something about it just doesn't suit my eye. I don't know what it is. It's a real popular one amongst amongst all the you know, the professional race drivers. They all seem to like Nürburgring, but I just don't know what it is about the place. I'm just absolute rubbish at it. I think I'm probably worse on this track than, apart from Laguna Seca maybe. I'm just absolute rubbish on the pair of them. Any more do I need for that? One more for that, whatever that is. Oh, Suzuka 8 laps. I think a lot of people do like Nürburgring. For some reason, it just doesn't suit me. I don't know why. Now that Daytona motorcycle course, I absolutely loved that place. Didn't when it first came out, but it seems to me like if you get some of them corners right at the motorcycle or the road course, you seem to get rewarded for hitting a corner really well, whereas Nürburgring, I feel like I get punished if I don't hit it perfect, if that makes any sense. It's funny, one, you know, I feel like I get rewarded for doing well, and the other one I get punished if I don't do it perfectly. It's quite weird, I suppose. Like someone was saying earlier about they hated Richmond, and I really like Richmond. Richmond just seems to be a real sort of fun track. You can do so many different things on it, you can set good times on it, and you can obviously smash everything up. It's all full of big grids and stuff. I just really like Richmond, but it's a nothing track. It's just a little, just like a little round oval thing, isn't it? It's all it is. I like it. I'm trying my hardest not to crash into these cars. It's not easy, but I try not to. But where do you draw the line between crashing into them or not overtaking them? Because it's quite hard to do neither. The thing is with Richmond is that depending on what mood you're in, I mean, you can go around and just spend, you know, 10 minutes smashing everything up with you, and it's just, there's no two ways about it. It's smashing all the other cars on it. They've got smoke coming out of them. They're all beside the road. It's fun. There's no two ways about it. It's fun. And then you get some of the purists go, oh, that's not racing, but you know, it's a game, isn't it? So I think it's absolute brilliant now, Richmond. But when it first came out, I detested the place. It seemed to me as though you had to rely on a crash for you to be able to win. But now I sort of know where to brake and what sort of grip is required. I think the thing for me is that because it's, you know, it is only 2 corners, it means where my concentration wanders all over the place, and I sort of, it doesn't really get that too much time on Richmond for that to happen. Whereas Nürburgring, you got left, right, left, right, left, right. They're all, you know, you got a couple of blind corners and a couple of fast ones and stuff. It's just, oh, it's all a bit too much for me, really, Nürburgring. The thing is, like with Suzuka is great. I like all the tracks at Suzuka. I never used to like this Grand Prix one, but I do now. But a Nürburgring, I don't like any of the layout. That Mühlenbach Schliff thing, I hate that track. And that is horrible, horrible little place. And you've got the 2 bigger ones, which are, for me, just don't get any better. Whereas previously on here, I liked the East Circuit, weren't much of a lover of the West, and I didn't really like the Grand Prix much, but now I like all of them. You do, I think, change over the time. Oh no, you didn't want to do that. Posey in his MP4X, his other cars are, that looks like a Renault 5 Turbo. But the icon is quite small, might not be, but that's what it looks like from the off. So I'm braking too late there, aren't I? Where is Richmond then, John? In America? I've got no idea where it is. In fact, I'm not very good in America anyway. I know sort of obviously from Britain you got New York's the first thing you hit if you go straight over. And if you go south from here, the first thing you hit is Florida. And then right over the other side is California. Apart from that, I don't really know anything where anything else is. Like if you said to me Omaha or Idaho or whatever, I'd have no idea. Chicago, Minneapolis, no idea who any of them are. He's a bit blinged up, this boy, isn't he? So I broke earlier that time, and he then outbroke me. Well, these last two seem to be a bit rapid speed, it seems to me. I thought I was going to have him then. Ah, got you now. No, no. Right, where's the braking point? A bit before that then. Oh, and all my hubcaps have fell off. I just heard them all bouncing down the road there. Hubcaps, that's a thing from the past, isn't it? Yeah, I know Daytona's in Florida, because the times I've heard them mention it on TV saying Daytona, Florida. But actually, I'll tell you why I know Daytona's in Florida. Tiger Woods. I think it was Tiger Woods. On the Gulf, they used to introduce him as Tiger Woods from Daytona, something or other, Florida, or something Daytona, Florida. You can have the car, I'll give it to you. Load of rubbish. More importantly, where is Augusta National? That's far more important than any racetrack. I want to go and see that Masters one day. I would love to go and see that Masters. Oh, I hate that corner. There's something wrong with that corner. Two things I want to go and see is the Masters. I want to have a look at that course in real life because it looks absolutely gorgeous on the telly. And the other thing I want to go and see is the Ryder Cup in America. And I'm going to wear my Union Jack trousers, my Union Jack jacket, my Union Jack hat. I'm going to carry about 20 Union Jack scarves. And I want to join them boys who do all the old sing songs about all the old European players. I'd love to go to that, I really would. I'll tell you what, 8 laps, don't have to go quicker on this car. That's meant to be a really difficult course. Hey, I've hit the corner right. That's meant to be a really difficult course to get on, John, isn't it? I thought it was a members only course that you can't. There was talk some years ago, about whatever, 10 years ago maybe, that Tiger Woods went to there early to go and have a practice, and they wouldn't let him on because they said no, it's members only. We don't care who you are, you ain't coming to practice. What's Yosemite? I've heard of it, or Yosemite, whatever it is, I've heard of it. What is it? Maybe it was before Tiger won it or something or other then. That is possible that it was before he actually won it. Because I remember it being in the news about, I'm sure it was Tiger who went to practice at the Masters. It was like a month or two before the Masters. And he went to, it might be Mickelson actually, it was one or anyway, it was one of the really, really big names. I thought it was Tiger, but I might be wrong there. But he went to practice and they went, no, you're not coming on, it's for members. Yeah, I think there's a lot of them. Nice national parks, aren't there? Porto, boo! Man United, hooray! Yeah, just a stepping stone, Porto. stepping stone for Mourinho. Where was that thing here? Oh yeah, I've got all cars now. They gave me that McLaren 570, is it? No, I don't know what you're saying in, what's that, Portuguese? Don't know what it is. Benfica, something or other. Porto no, Benfica, no idea. I take it Benfica are the team you hate, I would guess. Yeah, I'll put that in service anyway. I think I'm going to wrap it up myself now anyway. I've been on here for hours today. Time to go and face the enemy, I suppose. Thanks for being with me again today. I'll probably be back in the next couple of days, so whoever's about. I'm going to try and make this a, what you call it, I'm going to try and make this a place that, you know, if you are about, you see me streaming, come on and have a chat amongst yourselves. You know, it's not just about me playing the game, it's more like a bit, trying to get a bit of a community going that you can chat about the game and anything else. So, see you again soon. Cheers.